I'm the realest builder in it, you already know. I got Builder of the Year 3 times in a row. I'm on that AI grind, no sleep, no rest. Chatbot Builder AI making beats the best. Analytics on point, I'm passing the test. Inbox full of ideas, let's manifest. Flows are my command, where I yes. Contacts in my network, we're all blessed. Keyword logic sharp, I'm on a quest. Send broadcasts out, let's change the context. Marketing tools in hand, we're making progress. Manage web chats like a boss, no stress. Agents in control, they're the best. Assistants by my side, we're passing the test. Functions automate, I'm feeling blessed. Kanban boards keep my vision manifest. Building knowledge base, I'm on a quest. Settings fine-tuned, AI's the best. OpenAI, Google, Gemini, they're all in line. Claude, XI, DeepSeek, they're fine. We're the future, but let's keep it fun. This parody's well spun, everyone's one.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, man. That's some high-level production. What y'all think about that? CBB Nation? Anybody out here? What is today? Tuesday? What's going on? We got Mr. Mac. Yeah, he was in the freestyle, or the one of the songs I made the other day. I threw in there. We've got Anthropic Blaine. Watch out for him. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all can hear me. Is my mic on today? Thank you, Asta, for getting this event up. You know, this is going to be a good one. I got to do a little redemption video here. Hopefully, my internet's going okay. We just had some snow here where I live in South Carolina, so everything's kind of crazy. What is going on, Miss Mir? Yo, yes. Well, I promise you. Oh, man. Finally, you've made it. Finally, bro. This is going to be worth it. This, I think, I've done this so many times, I'm going to have to nail this one perfectly. Everybody talks about, what do they talk about, Craig? They talk about agents. This guy right here, one of the OGs in chatbots, period. Not to blow him out of the water, you know what I'm saying? But this guy, the bots guy, literally. Do you have that trademarked, Craig? He's been doing chatbots on every single platform and tool you can think of since I've been doing them, since I can remember. He's been in the game. And so he's a part of CBB Nation, and we did a little bit of agent work today, and his agent is flying. John is an OG. We got to get John on the podcast. What's going on, man? And then obviously we've got Mir. Dude, I don't know. Is it Suno or Udio, guys? If you guys are into the AI music game, which one is your favorite? That's the question of the day. Well, I go ahead and get our, whatchamacallit, our screen ready. I appreciate y'all joining me. I know it's kind of like late notice, like usual, but it's going to be worth it, I promise you. I'm going to try to do my very, very best today. And I'm going to go ahead and get on OpenAI's agent definition deal. Agent swarm. We're going to talk about the swarm again today. I'm going to go over this, and hopefully I'm going to do a really good job this time. Okay, so now I'm going to start sharing my screen. Jeff, what's up? What's up, Jeff? Let's go. All right, baby. Suno, what did I say? It's all the same. Not frozen, hot. Oh, man, we're going to have some fun. Is it frozen? I hope not. Let me know if it's frozen. I'll stop. I'll try. But we're going to start sharing my screen right meow. Okay? Yes, I said that. Share my screen. Share entire screen. We're on the swarm. We're in the swarm, guys. That is where I like to be. Y'all are my swarm. CBB Nation, we are the real swarm, just so you know. So I'm going to explain some of this stuff here briefly, not like I did last time. I think I was getting too much in the weeds last time when I was going over this. But one thing I'm going to talk about here is a few things. This is GitHub from OpenAI. This is their official deal. There's still, to this day, questions about what actually is an agent and what is an assistant, what is a chatbot, all of these things. I believe all these answers are pretty easy at this point, but there's still debate, just so you know. We've been making agents since day one. We just didn't have a term yet. I've said this a bunch of times now, and I think that it's like finally like clicked for a lot of you that have been here with us for a minute. But we're on official OpenAI GitHub here, and this is like the first time, I think, I forget it, I don't even remember which month it was, but we have it on the blog. They came out with like their own definition, okay? And so not only do they talk about an agent, but they talk about the concept of an agent swarm, meaning multiple agents, okay? So that's where we're talking about. So it says a swarm focuses on making an agent coordination and execution lightweight, okay? Lightweight, highly controllable, and easily testable, all right? It accomplishes this through two ways, agents and handoffs. An agent encompasses instructions and tools. What are tools? Tools are functions or a trigger, an AI trigger, okay? An AI trigger or a function. An AI trigger is a function, okay, just so you know. And can at any point choose to hand off a conversation to another agent. For a lack of better terms at this point, an agent can also be an agentic workflow, which they will call a routine. And I think Claude calls it something even different. We have a whole blog on this that talks about, I believe, Google, Anthropic, and OpenAI as definitions. We have some examples here of how it works in the flow that they've provided. I think our flow builder looks a little bit more nicer, but this is what I really want you to see here. This is it right here. Excuse me. This is what you want to understand. This section. I'm going to screenshot this. And if you're lucky enough to be in our Discord or our Facebook group, which not most people are not, you'll be able to like see this screenshot. So it'll be right there for you. What I'm going to just look at, this is what we want to see right here. Skirt. Back it on up. Agent fields. This is going to look highly familiar if you've ever made a prompt or used custom instructions inside of Chatbot Builder. You're going to have a name, and I'm going to show you that now. Let's do a little split screeny screen here. Did I really just say that? Somebody get me off of here. Split screeny screen. Fired. All right. So I'm going to split the screen here. We're on OpenAI's deal. Let's get back to the table. Cool. And I'll back it up just a little bit. Cool. And so we'll go ahead and we will sign up for a new account, because I'll go ahead. Let's name this agent bot. That's what we'll do. Start off with a web chat and let's rock. So we can go ahead to manage agents. We'll click add, and let's just call this one agent 1. How about that? Because we're so creative. We can make a whole bunch if we want to. We don't have to. Agent 1. You know what main agent is what I'll rename it to. But what does this say? An agent. An agent simply encapsulates a set of instructions with a set of functions plus additional settings. It has the capability to hand off execution to another agent. While it's this is like, let's pay attention here. While it's tempting to personify an agent as someone who does X, it can be used to represent a very specific workflow. An agent can be used to represent an agent or a specific workflow, very specific, or a step defined by a set of instructions, or step defined by as a set of instructions. This is so key. This is like, it all comes together for me here, and I'm going to make it come together for you. Let's come back here. Here we go. So you've got the name of the agent. We named ours Agent 1. Message, a list of message objects. Context variables. You don't need to know about this. Max terms. We don't need to know about this. Here we go. Here, this is all simple stuff. Context variables. This will be your custom fields. Make sense? Here's your actual agent fields, the one that we were looking at earlier before my screen got all kind of wonky. We've got our name, which was Agent 1. The model we choose either in your default agent settings, aka formerly AutoGPT, or your default flow, which I'll show you in a second. Instructions, instructions. Functions we define in its own section because they're so fun. They get their own section. And within your function, you're defining your tool, which is usually going to be done with a flow. Okay. When you think of tools, anytime you've ever seen this in any LLM talk, they're talking functions and they're keep losing this stupid thing. This is how, like, just so you know, this is a function right here. What is this? Python, I guess. Like we make, yeah, it is. So this is making everything in code. We're doing it for, you're doing the same thing. You're just using an interface. You can go much faster. You'll find people to argue with me about that. But as far as speed and accuracy goes, I think we're hard to beat there. So you're doing all this stuff. You're doing very complex stuff. We just give you this stuff to worry about. Choose the name, the model, give it instructions, which are the most important part, which we're going to really master tonight. Functions, and then tool choice. So does it give us any good example? I forget of a good prompt. Let's see. We were making fun of these prompts previously. Like these actually do suck. They have some good ones here. Let's go back up to the examples, and then I'll get into the flow builder and stuff. We'll do all the fun things. Let's find there. Okay, basic. Okay, agent handoff. This is like, I want to find, let's see. We might not be able to see a really fun prompt. Oops. Let's go to the weather guy. Does it show the prompt here? Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't show us the examples. They may have taken them away. Let's see if we can scroll all the way down and find them. They usually, I remember seeing them. Either way, they're very, very basic. They might have them in there. We won't spend too much time, but essentially it's going to be 2 to 3, 4 or 5 lines max. You do not need, in most cases, more than like 4 or 5 lines of instructions. After that, you're going to have your examples. And this is the thing that everyone still, even after I feel like 2 years, have been crying about. Give examples, examples, examples. Without the examples, your bot will be dumb. Unless you're using a higher end model, which is not what you need to do in every case. Okay. Many can act like GPT-4o or better if you're a gangster prompt engineer and it comes down to the examples. You can make GPT-4o sound like Claude if you want to with the right examples. Okay. So you're a helpful assistant. Let's figure out, let's also get ChatGPT Tizzle out here. Just because I think we might need that guy. Let's scrunch him in a little bit and give CBB more room, more elbow room. So let's see, you're a helpful assistant. What do we want our assistant to do today? Let's do something basic. Let's say your goal. Well, first of all, even before we even do this, we already have what I think is one of the better templates you could ever use. If you go over to your default reply in your flow section and you click here in the OpenAI action, you get the whole template here. So like we call this the 5 P's of prompt engineering. And the 5 P's, the 5 principles are profile, purpose, people, persistency, and perfection. I'm going to go copy this template here, and I'm going to go back into my agent section. So manage agents, agent 1, let's call this guy our main agent, our main man, main agent. Click in there and let's paste it like we just don't care. So you're here to answer questions. Okay, so here's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 P's. You're a helpful assistant. 4, whatever our account name is, this is a custom field. And by request, we had someone say, we really need the custom fields here. They're not present in the assistant because the assistant is holding lots of files and it'll give you a false pretense of how large your stuff is. So in an assistant, an agent, you have more finite stuff you're dealing with here. So account name, we can see the custom field is here. I can just type here and I can see the custom field list of what we allow to see just by default. Your helpful assistant for the account name. So your bot automatically now knows like who it is and who it works for, based on what you've named your page. Purpose. You're here to answer questions from your customers or potential customers. The current date and time is, and what do we use? Current user time. In case the user messages you about the time. People, as the AI assistant, you're assisting people on web chat, social media, phone calls. In this example, I included all of the channels. What most of you should probably make agents for are not for the different scenarios so much, but for the different channels, because they're going to act in different ways. What I mean by that is web chat, for example, you are in Freedom Town. You can ride out as far as you want to go. There's like no limit, no restriction. You can do what you want to do. Okay. There's no character limit, more or less. You can do all sorts of fun stuff. In WhatsApp, you're very restricted in what you can do and what can be approved. Okay. In Facebook, or excuse me, in Messenger and Instagram, you're also dealing with things like character limits. You can't embed YouTube videos in these channels. Web chat you can. So this is something that we are going to adjust in our own bot, because over time, Ryan's had to move fast. And the whole agent concept has shifted. And there's no right or wrong way to eat a Reese's, apparently. That's what they say. I can tell you for sure there's not a right or wrong way to build an agent. There are better ways to accomplish your goal. But at the end of the day, if you're accomplishing the goal, that's all that matters. Anyways, get off my soapbox there. So we're assisting people. So we're telling people where we are. In this case, you could use a custom field, which I was thinking about not long ago. We should go ahead and add in, an example where you can use the new custom field for like when you are using a web chat agent. You could tell it what page it's on and such. But this is the most important one, guys and gals: persistency. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you this. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings because I love y'all so much, but I'm telling you this tough love here. Without examples in your prompt, it is going to suck. It's just going to suck. It's nothing to do with you. It's nothing to do with our system. It's everything to do with the LLMs. This is the reason why you hear so many people out in the world saying these LLMs suck for whatever reason. Especially things that are the smaller ones, quote unquote. We'll find that that's not the case. I can guarantee you, I can show you, if we get time, I'll show you how to make a mini sound exactly like Claude. Okay, with just like a paragraph and a few examples. Persistency. This is the number one thing. OpenAI has somewhere, I have to pull it up. Just the examples, user and assistant style, is going to give you a better result than the most crystal clear instructions. What do we say? Where's John Peavy at? He would tell you the power is in the pattern of the prompt. That's what it is. It's a pattern, guys. So when you give your bot a pattern, user and assistant style, it's going to latch onto that better than your crystal clear, perfect instructions. Luckily, these things are so good, even without the instructions, you're able to get the job done. That's why I think so many people are like, I didn't use any instructions last time and this thing worked. 3.5, it worked. Well, you're prompting more complex things as time goes on. That's just the fact you are without knowing it. So it's not that 3.5 was ever better. That's not the case. The models do change, but you just have to understand how they really work. And they work off of a pattern. The instructions will guide it, but the pattern guarantees it for the most part. And so one thing to also consider in your examples, it's a very good idea to include a couple of different scenarios. So we've got 2 scenarios built in here. Excuse me. The first one says, keep your message concise, Winner. This is how you control the length of your prompt. It just says it right here, 1 or 2 sentences. Here are the examples. So the user says, "Who are you?" Okay. The assistant gives a generic answer. It's your job here, where you make ChatGPT will do it, to make sure this answer is how you want it to be. This is why I always choose Snoop Doggy Dogg. I mean, yes, he's a talented artist, musician, but the point really is to show you, oh, I can make my bot sound like anything. So it's malarkey when people say, oh, I can't make a bot sound not robotic. Pff, well, you just don't know how to prompt it yet. The secret is the examples, and it's so simple. People like brush it off, but it is the secret. So I'm showing one positive example. This is like a positive scenario, or like something that is like what I call desirable. But then you got Mr. Thomas the Troll coming through. He's like, who's the president of the United States, bro? Let me waste up all your tokens. But our assistant was trained on that because we have examples. And he's like, apologies. We don't talk about presidential stuff, man. We talk about whatever my business is. Okay, Tommy t-shirts, whatever. Perfection technically doesn't need to go here necessarily, but if you look at the default reply with a timer flow that is a built-in template, perfection would be using like the conversation history flow, or excuse me, the conversation summary flow once it's ended. So I'll show you guys how that works. So I think that gives you a good basis, but let's click save and see how we get the functions going on. And I'll check the comments here in a second before we start going too much further. We're going to go to integrations and we're going to go to OpenAI. Now we've got all these fun LLMs to play with. All you need is an API key. For CBB, we give you one for Mini for OpenAI. So you're already connected there. No need for one unless you want to connect to a higher model. But you've got all these guys here: DeepSeek, Grok, Claude, Gemini, OpenAI. I'm going to go ahead and see that by default here, this agent is turned on. So what I recommend for people, especially if you're just starting out with us, trust us, because we've done this a bunch by now. We're not perfect by any means. No one is. But in general, this is the best place to start. Don't worry about flows. The world will move away from flows as AI comes to be more integrated. Flows will always be necessary, don't get me wrong. But put it this way, the best bot builder of 2025 and going forward is going to be the one that can do things without flows, or the flows have one or two nodes and that is it. Because the bot is so smart, because it is an agent. Agent is taking the place of that old school bot where you had to make a million things. If you master what I'm teaching you here, you will never have to build a flow that's going to drive you nuts again. If you like doing it, by all means. But that's not agentic. That's not the future. It's not the way you should be doing things. You're going to have flows sometimes. But the flow can now be just your language. So that's what I should demonstrate. Let's do that. So we're ChatGPT. This is the custom instructions if you're just going to like go super fast and not be organized. But we're thinking ahead. All we have to do is select our main agent here. There's no function selected, but if I wanted to, I could select the one that we've got built in for you, connect user to human. For example, this is just going to be like when the person says, hey, I want to talk to a human now, I'm done with you. This would transfer the conversation to the inbox and the automation would stop unless you've disabled this or made another function. We'll just leave this off for now. But that would be your function that would call your tools that we talked about on OpenAI's GitHub. So you have your instructions here. You have your function and your tools here that they talked about. The model here. This agent will work on every single LLM. Even our homies DeepSeek, who are still down. RIP to their customer support team, because they're probably getting so hammered. I feel for them. The temperature is going to be the creativity control, essentially. Take that with a grain of salt. When you look at the temperatures that we have set at the default for any of the LLMs, we're not just like making stuff up or just like, let's put it at a 5. We're going by what their documentation says. So if Gemini says to have it at a 0.7, Their point 0.7 is maybe not going to be the same as what we've all known a 0.7 to be for OpenAI, which we would typically say that's too high for like business stuff. Creativity is what they call it. I call it not listening to you. You don't want an LLM to not listen to you, Claude. Okay. So, and then you've got max output tokens. I'll explain this really quickly. Generally, on OpenAI, you can just take it away. The other models, you do need to have one. So that could be kind of, in general, you should understand that your prompt is what controls the text output. So if you say in your prompt, always respond in 10 paragraphs, it's going to try to do that. But if you only give yourself, 50 tokens, well, it's just going to get cut off. Okay. And so with OpenAI, you can actually run a trick and just delete it altogether. The only problem you'll run into, and this is a problem that we see every day, is on certain channels like WhatsApp and Facebook and Instagram, those three specifically, they have a character limit. And so if your prompt output goes over that, your message ain't sending. And it's giving you a thumbs down. So then give you an error log and say, nah, bro, you've got way too many characters up in here, dog. We don't like all that. That's what they're going to tell you. Okay. You get an error. The way to fix it is in your prompt to say, all right, only give it so much text. We've got templates and stuff to break down larger messages into chunks too. So you're all good. But I'll leave this here for now. All right. We could do best practices. Maybe I'll just put it on like 1,000 or something. It doesn't matter really what I put here as long as I don't go over, because I'm controlling things within the prompt inside of the agent. So let's click save. I'm going to go back into this agent here and we're going to give it some instructions. Let's say, here's your purpose. We'll say this. We're going to be like, your overall goal is going to be to smoothly capture the user's name, email, phone number, and zip code. You're going to do this in a smooth way that's non-intrusive, but it is extremely important that you make this a priority. So for example, maybe you answer or ask a question without pressing the user for some information, but immediately after you go right back into being a smooth operator and you need to collect the additional info. So like, this is how I freestyle stuff. And then I'll take it over to ChatGPT and be like, yo, make this like a human actually wrote it. Make this much stronger. List the steps that the assistant should take, and then provide an entire example in user and assistant format that will give me like 6 to 8 pairs to finish the conversation successfully, even if the user tries to go off track. And let's see if we get what we want. I'm using O1 Mini. Dang, that thing's fast, boy. I read all of it just now too. I read everything. Did you catch that? I'm already done reading it. Just kidding. All right, cool. Certainly. So here's your enhanced steps, greeting and instructions. This is way too long. So like, I hate that answer. I'm literally going to go to 4 and then do the same thing. We'll see if this is way more better. Yeah, so I'm just going to tell it again. All right, listen, I want you to write some basic instructions in 3 or 4 lines, and then list the steps that need to be taken. And below that, you're going to provide user and assistant formatted examples of how the conversation should go, start to finish. I think we'll get what we want now. User assistant. Cool. So what is this going to be? Let's think of what we want the place to be. We could just make that the name of it, I guess. Yeah, we could just say Ryan's Resort. the first part needs to be more like a paragraph format. And let's make this about Ryan's Resort located in Hawaii. That's still a little long for me, but it's all good. This is the things we're going to get. We're going to get the name, email, phone number. Confirm and offer more help. And this is where you really got to understand. This is taking the place of your flow right here. This example right here. Okay. Instead of having all these crazy flows and nodes and everything, like you're making things much harder 9 times out of 10. I'm telling you, it sounds crazy. I'm a little crazy. I do have the prompt chain here. I ain't playing, but I'm telling you, this is taking the place of a flow, and it's better than a flow in almost every case. So let's say we'll do this again. I'm going to say make the instructions only 2 to 3 lines max. You're using too many words, but the rest was really great. Include it all in full. Let's see if it can figure out that redneck talk. It's like, oh man, you're making me work here, huh? I'm putting GPT 4.0 to the work. That's what I like to see. That's what you want. This is what you want, guys. For an agentic flow, this is where you start. You can always add on. It's harder to take it away. If you junk it up, which I'm so guilty of, believe me, this is a great. So I'm going to do one more thing. This was great. Write it once more from the top, but this time in the example conversation, somewhere in the middle, include 2 answers that are off track from the user and show the assistant smoothly and gracefully bring the user back onto the path that it leads to the data collection being fulfilled. Boy, I'm so gangster at that prompt game, son. So here's our instructions. Here's how we're going to achieve the goal. We're going to be natural. We're going to request the name casually, email smoothly, handle off-track responses, baby. Request the phone number, ask for the zip code. So the only thing that we're going to have to make is the zip code here. I think that'll work out perfectly. And we'll also make our function, and we'll roll this thing, dude. You'll see how fun this is. Great. So here is our whole deal. Okay. And so I'm going to say one more thing. We're going to say, yeah, that'll actually be perfect. So here's our instructions. All the way down here. Copy. And so this is our purpose. Do you see I just added this to the prompt? So it's still going to know who we are, and we're going to call ourselves Ryan's Resort. This is the process, and this, my friends, are the examples. So because of that, I can take away this persistency part. I can also, I can leave that, that's fine. But these examples, I can go take this, and I'm just OCD, so I'm going to put them here for perfection. I don't need that because I'm going to use a different flow. And I think that's fine. So I've got people, my examples, the process here, which is a really good thing to have. This could be a step-by-step. The purpose, totally defined. And you've got the profile so it knows who it is. Click save and watch how this will work. Let's go to our functions really quick. And I'm just going to say, okay, cool. All right, sweet. In plain text only, give me a very short title for the function related to data collection. And give me a 1-line description of what this function will do. Starting with the words allows the user to. See if we get a perfect function. Collect user data, perfect. Allows the user to receive assistance while smoothly capturing their name. That's not what I want for that part. I'm going to say the title was perfect, but for the description, it should be way shorter. be something like allows the user to provide their information. Because I'm a boss, I'll tell you how to write your function, ChatGPT. Seamlessly is an unnecessary word. Don't include that crap. So, excuse me, collect user data. That's what I'll call the function. But we do need to make zip code. We've already got phone number. I'm going to ask them what are the pieces of data we're collecting again? Give it to me in a list. Tells you I'm getting old, man. Name, email, phone number, zip code. Duh, Ryan. So let's make a custom field for zip code, because I don't think we include that. Custom field here for your customer. It's going to be a number, and we'll call this a zip code. Boom. All right, so now we've got the things we need to make the function. We're going to go here, shout out Kim, and we'll click on our functions here. Click add, and thanks to ChatGPT Tizzle, we have our function name, which is collect user data. Boop. And then we're going to get the description here. Allows the user to provide their information. And we're not going to use the silly word seamlessly. But I will say contact information. Their contact. I don't think it's necessary. Okay, and so then I'm going to add the data. So they're going to have their name, email, phone number, zip code. So zip code, phone number, email, and full name. Let's just do first name. How about that? Because Charles Mack gave us a great idea for that feature to force the first name to appear everywhere like it should be. So what does this collect? So this will be the user's first name. Say users, email, user's phone number, user's zip code. All right, cool. And then so let's use a tool actually to make this even more interesting. We're going to click continue here. Let's go to Google Sheets. Get in between the Google Sheets. All right. And let's click new. Let me turn off my stuff here. And what I'll do here is I'm going to say CBB Demo Live 2025 leads. And we'll say date. We'll say name, email, and then phone number, phone, zip code. All right, cool. And I'll click share to grab this link, copy the link. And then I'll go here to integrations. Let's go to our Google Sheets integration here and click connect. Choose the correct account. I'm guilty of not doing that. I've got so many. Click allow, and then go back in and add your sheet once you've connected. So let's click add. Let's click on leads sheet and paste in the link that you got from Google Sheets. So we'll go to flows and let's say send to sheets, and we'll also add it to the pipeline. Let's go send to sheets. Click on your block, add content, actions, Google Sheets, and we're sending data to the leads sheet. The worksheet is sheet 1. And the date, I'm going to use last interaction. For name, of course, we'll use first name, email, phone, and we added zip code. So now we're mapping in Google Sheets. Google Sheets will be complete here. And let's give ourselves a payoff message here. Let's do some AI here. We'll click on actions, open AI, your helpful assistant. And we'll say, you just got another lead to complete all that was required for them to become qualified. Okay. So this is my custom instructions we're not needing the user to say anything. So we're going to play the part of the user here, which is something you don't need to do very often at all. Don't mess with this section very much because you don't need to. In this case, I'm going to have to do something. I'm going to just be like, say, thanks for filling out, thanks for providing the info, and we'll be in contact soon. Okay, and so it'll be something very simple. Just make a new custom field and say lead qualified confirmed. So that's going to be my custom field. Looking good here. And we just need to add in a text block with that actual custom field we just created. The value will be right underneath it. So here we'll just say send reply, generate and send reply, or send confirmation. All right, Gucci man. And then when we make a pipeline, that would go next. So send to sheets. This is our tool. Okay, just so you understand why I did that. That is our tool. So we're calling functions here. Let's go back. Come on, baby. Did I lose internet here? Come on. Am I impatient like that? Hopefully I didn't lose anything. There we go. All right, flows here. Come on, baby. All right, send to sheets is there. Let's go to our functions. Go to collect user data, click edit. And we've got here the flow, send to sheets. So what's happening here is this function will only trigger once we have all this information satisfied and not before that. And I'm going to make sure of it in my prompt. So I'm going to click continue. And then I'm going to say, I'm going to give instructions to ChatGPT to give to my bot. I'm going to be like, we need to come up with an important instruction that says that we should not allow the user to skip any of the questions that we are asking. Otherwise, they won't become a lead. And if they don't provide all of the answers, then they don't qualify for the cruise. So also give these instructions with a couple of user and assistant examples of the user avoiding a question and then the assistant bringing them back down the path that we want in order to achieve domination. How you like that one? So important instruction, no skipping allowed. That's so good. The user must provide all the things. User tries to skip the phone number. I heard you guys get your camera phones ready. It's QR code time, I think. We'll see how many leads we can get. We should make a pipeline if we do that though. What this is doing here, and I'm not even going to necessarily have to read this, but I'm going to say, here's my important instructions. And it's just saying in a much better terms than I can provide, yo, you can't pass a go and get the thing, and you're not going to get on our Google sheet unless you give us everything. Okay. So now we're going to go back to our integrations here and go to, where are we going? OpenAI agents, manage, to our main homie, our main agent. And let's go down here where it says people, and I'm going to be like, boom, here's all the stuff here. And I'm going to like, for me, I can't stand when there's space in between the pairs. So let me fix that to fix my OCD really quick. Just bear with me. I just can't do it. So it'd be like this one, boom, boom. Okay, here we go. So then we get all the stuff. All the stuff is good now. And I'm going to do some like triple hashtags, son. Hashtags, no skipping allowed. All right, so that makes it strong. All right, and then so then I'm going to say provide a one-line instruction that says when all of the data has been collected to trigger the function that we made. Okay, so this is going to be what I'll add in there too. When all of the required data, name, email, phone number, zip code has been collected, trigger the collect user data function. So I'm going to add that in there as well. And I'll put that at the very bottom. And that's it. Save. My agent is made in the shade. I just need to go get some lemonade. But before I can do that, I'm going to go to OpenAI and engage the function. Connect user to the human. Nope. Collect user data. My main agent. We're cooking now. So what I want to do is I'm going to go to flows. I'm going to go to the welcome message. I'm going to click get link. Copy the link. Is that what I want to do? And we'll go to our marketing tools. And let's go to the magic links. Let's add in a link here. Let's remove my old graphic here. We don't need that guy. And do we want to do anything else different? I think no. I think that's fine. Oh, that's for our, yeah, that'll be fine, I guess. We could do it like that. Or we could, let's make it a real magic link. Let's call this QR code lead. Here's our link we just added. And now we can grab this link here and use it here. So that's cool. In the meantime, what I think I'll do before I try it myself, I'm going to open up the Kanban boards that made it into our wrap. And I'm going to say, let's make this a hot lead. How about that? Hot lead from QR code. All right, bet. And so let's go to our settings here, and we'll limit the number of times someone could be on this board to 1. I think the value, we could show the value. Everything else is, I think, good. Save. And let's go to our flow, our Google Sheets flow. Google Sheets. And what we'll do is we'll add in another node here. Let's call this add to pipeline. Add to pipeline, player, add content, actions. Here's our pipeline action. Now it's available since we've made a pipeline. We're adding it to the custom board, and the name is going to be your name. I think you're going to be worth $1 million. We'll do 1,000. How about that? 1,000. This will be oh, I got a great idea. Hold up. Well, here's what we'll do. This will be fun. This is going to be very valuable. Add actions, OpenAI, and I'm going to move it above the pipeline, and I'm going to say you're a helpful assistant who gives extremely detailed recaps and summaries and assessments of conversations. And you provide a analysis of all interactions, and you create a user profile with the logic behind your analysis. And that was like such bad wording there. Make this mo better, please. So we'll get ChatGPT to clean that thing up. You're highly intelligent, blah, blah, blah. So then I've got my instructions here, and then I'm going to be like, this is the conversation history to work with. And then I'm going to go boop, boop, chat history. And so then I'm going to finish that as double brackets, and I'm going to see, well, crap, it didn't show up like it normally does, like the other things. I'm going to have to like call support now. Like, you don't got to do that. Just trust yourself. There's so many custom fields, we cannot show them all. It'll crash your machine is the easy answer there. But do we have summary still? Yeah, AI summary here. I'm going to use this AI summary custom field. So our bot here is going to collect all this information from the conversation history, which is right here. We're providing that. And then with these custom instructions, we're going to spit out a summary of how your conversation went if you try our stuff in AI summary. So we'll click continue, and that's going to populate inside of the pipeline. Sorry, that was obnoxious. I can't help it. AI summary, continue, and then I'm going to be alerted. Actions, notify the Chatbot King. Live video still works. You got another lead player. You better hit them up and thank them later. They could have been watching anybody in the world, but they were chilling with you, and you appreciate that. Who made that quote? Don't comment it. Just kidding. I dare you. All right. So I think that's Gucci Man right there, but that's not who made that quote. Publish. I think we're good though. I think that's going to be funky. I think it's going to be funky. Let's check all my functions. Click on edit there. Send to sheets on Gucci. All good. All good. Continue. So do we have any leads? We have 3 people. Let's go back to that QR code. So marketing tools here, and I'm going to try it too. So let's go into magic links and pull that thing up, and let's see, do we have anyone that's still here? 25 million people. Holy smokes, dude. Let's see if anybody's brave though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Robert is the beast at everything. He's the one that's never scared. Like, we really in the chat call Robert Bone Crusher because he ain't never scared. I really I'm showing, man. I'm like, I am getting a little old there talking about this 2,000 year good old day raps. I'm having so much fun with CB Bizzle. I'm not even listening to music. Oh, I need to do the freaking thing with y'all. I'm not going to ever do throw something up there that I don't participate in, but I am going to put on some tunes if I can figure this thing out without blowing your eardrums out. I want to play all our songs, but we get flagged for everything. All right, we'll have this little standard little thing. Put you to sleep. All right, so I'm going to knock this thing out, and I think we'll probably call it a day on the tutorial stuff. I'll show you one more thing with the router, and we'll call it a day. How can I assist you? What up? Let's see what it comes at me with. How can I assist you? And be like, what do you do? What do you do, dude? I'm here to help you with questions about products or services. I'm going to be like, I'm not interested. I don't think I'm very interested unless you can convince me. I totally understand. What's your name, by the way? Ooh, it's already getting frisky with me. And you know what we should do? What we should do is we should like make this audio, make it like a real convincing audio. That's the 11 lap stuff. Do I have to tell you my name to continue the conversation, or can I just go about my business? So I'm just like messing with the AI here. It's not mandatory, but sharing your name always helps. Plus, if you decide to explore more options, it'll make it smoother. Do I win anything if I tell you all my info? Did we give away a prize? I forget. Well, I can't promise anything. I feel like I should add that in the prompt. All right, listen, my name is Snoop Dogg, if you have to know. I'll go ahead and give you the rest of my info because I know how you people are. My email is snoop@aol.com. And my phone number is 843-505-1657. Is there anything else you needed to know, or can I go about my day now? It should ask me for my zip code. Thanks for sharing. Just one last thing. Can you provide your zip code? My zip code's in Beverly Hills, sweetheart. I don't know their zip code. Got it. I'll be like, okay. You don't know the zip code for Beverly Hills. What kind of assistant are you? Isn't it 90210? I could be totally. It is. Okay, but oh my God, I apologize. Beverly Hills typically starts 90210. That's the one I was thinking of. 90211 or 902. What? So I'm going to be like the first one, dummy. Call my own bot a dummy. Function. Functions. Did I get it? Thanks for providing me your information, Snoop Dogg. We'll be in contact with you soon. And I'm just going to like reply, bet. So now we can see, first of all, do we have anybody in our Google Sheets? Boom. And look, there's Snoop Doggy Dogg right there. Right there. Right. And so I can look on my, what's it called? My Kanban boards. And we should be able to see that. If my internet doesn't just totally wipe, which it looks like it's trying to. I'm going to pop out of here and go here. We're agent bot still. Let's go to my analytics. So let's go back to boards here. Yeah, 10 people on my board, son. 10 people on my boards. Did I forget the price somewhere? Look at this. Look at this conversational analysis. Key pattern. Sam is interested in starting a business and seeking assistance making money. Sam? Who's Sam? Just kidding. Behavioral insights. Sam, okay. Look, all the things. And this is a great place to actually put like recommendations for your team or for what you should do or how to handle someone. Another great use case, guys, and this is something that we are going to be implementing. It's already built on our side. I can't show you this flow. But from now on, like the support process, we're going to know immediately who we're dealing with based off of this exact concept with the Stripe ID, for example. So when people put in their email, we're going to be able to zap through Stripe and pull in everything immediately. So our prompt engineers and managers are going to, and myself, the stupidest one, I'm going to know who we're actually talking to. And you better believe the agencies and the people that have been with us, because we have that information from the API, Ryan will be getting dings at very various thresholds, and I want to be taking charge of some things going forward here in 2025. So we guys just got nothing but the best eyes on everything for our people that are just like, they're expecting it. They deserve it. Like Charles Mack here. The user Charles Mack reached out for assistance specifically about available products. Right? So you see all the things here, and I'll be like, yo, listen, guys, this dude's a VIP. Listen, guys, this dude is a VIP. Give him whatever he wants. Otherwise, he's going to give us a bad Yelp review and stuff. Just thinking gas, I said guy. And so then this is like a big one here, right? So if we had an attachment, we could send an attachment. We could change anything here. We could make this a high priority. And I think I might need to assign this one to myself. So I come back to it later. Save. So that's good there. You know what I needed to do instead of that opportunity value? I should have had a not a dollar sign there. Let's see if I hit this thing again. Do we have more than 10 or is it still 10? Perfect. In my analytics, I'll see 10, 12. Okay, so maybe someone didn't. So we've got 2 people, it looks like, that haven't become qualified leads yet. So let's go to inbox. I see the people here. Let's look at this. Let's go to contacts. And what I can do here is I can say, let's filter the contacts. And let's say email. We could say has value if we're looking for someone that doesn't, like if we're looking for the people that have given an email, but we could also say doesn't contain. And this should show me like probably the 2 people that are not leads, I would assume, if I can do my stuff right. Yeah, I can do math every now and then. So look, 4 minutes ago, 8 minutes ago, see who this guest person is. And let's do like the, oh, look, so I don't have a phone number. Watch this. Hey, this is Ryan here. I sure do appreciate you hanging out on the live with me. And I apologize for my rude assistant being pushy about the phone number, but I hope you still want to be a part of CBB Nation because we love you. And thank you for participating. I was hoping that you were going to become a lead, but maybe next time. Peace. So I just sent them a voice note, 23 seconds from the inbox. Yeah, that's how you really do it. And I'll put a star on this thing, and I want to assign it to myself. It's Mir. Of course it's Mir. In that case, I'm just kidding. Watch this. I'm going to send her. Here's another great feature. The AI response. It's like, oh, crap. I don't even know what to say. I've been caught red-handed. Don't know what to say. Thanks, AI. Pew, 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 pew. All right. So let's go back. I want to show you guys the routing thing really quick. The fastest router ever. This is going to be Randy, the router. Randy, the router. We're going to do it fast. This is going to help so much, I promise you. And so if you're just getting in, it's going to be worth it just for this. All right. You can apply this method in your own way. Okay. But I'm going to do it like this. All right, homie, we got another project. You ready for this? Let me know. Just say yes if you're good to go. Give him a little reset here. Yes. Okay. All right. So I need instructions for Randy, the router agent, to have 2 or 3 lines of instructions that say something along the lines of he must output only one of 3 names, depending on what the user has said, represented by curly bracket, last input, curly bracket. Oh, lame, it didn't do it. So I'll just do it here myself. Last input. All right. And take away those curly brackets represented by. Okay, and user has said represented by. The names are going to be Steven, the sales guy, sales agent, Susan, the support agent, or Stephanie, the office agent. So we got sales, support, office. Is that good? HR. All right, cool. And then I'm going to be like, provide user and assistant examples where the user asks a question or sends a message and the assistant only responds with the first name of the agent and nothing else. This guys, listen, if you've not listened to anything that I've said all night, please listen to this, because this will turn your prompts into zeros. It'll turn bad prompts. It'll turn cheap LLMs, small models, and make them gangster. All right. So here we go. I need help with pricing. So what this is doing, no matter what the user is saying, the assistant's job is to only say one of these names. Okay. So that is the whole game. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and say, here's my instructions. And I'll copy this. I'm going to go over here to old Randy, and let's actually make him an agent. So you could just, we could just kind of be consistent. We're going to click on agents here. Say Randy. What up, Randy? And we'll just paste in the instructions right here. Instructions for Randy the router. I'm going to say you are Randy the router agent. And I'll say you must only output one of 3 names based on the user's last input. I'm going to remove the, well, that's fine. The input relates to sales, respond to Steven. If it is support Susan, HR, it'll be who is it? Did I mess one of those up? Where'd my chat GPTs will go? What are the names of the agents again? They might have misunderstood my country accent. HR is HR. Let's say Stephanie, the HR agent. Rewrite the instructions to include Stephanie for HR. So that way we got 3 names, and I'm not going to forget them this time. So it's going to say Stephen, Susan, or Stephanie. Stephanie's too hard for me to spell. That's why you make ChatGPT do everything. All right, so here's our instructions. I'm going to just throw that back in there. Scoot. Let's go back to our agent. Mr. Agent Man, Randy. Boom, save. Randy, did I put him in the thing? No, I didn't. That's good. So Randy's all good. Randy's all good. Now I'm going to do this. We could do it like this, I guess. We could say Susan. And she was the support. You're the helpful assistant named Susan. You must always start off by saying your name and, hey, how can you help? Let's give us instructions and then some user and assistant examples. And we're just going to do this every time, and you're going to have the best prompt, man. And you're not going to ever be surprised with what your bot is saying or not saying. And in this case, it's going to be, in this case, we just need a welcome message from Susan in the right format with instructions. Well, I guess there's actually giving me the right thing. We'll just take all of this. So we're Susan. Copy. Boom. And so, hey, I'm Susan. So it's going to do what we want. Susan's done. All right. And so let's make another one. Oops, not rename. We'll make another one. And this one's going to be Stephanie. Do the same thing for Stephanie now. Same format. That was like the worst thing of format ever, but it got understood because of the pattern. Not the welcome, the previous format. Oh, no. God, that's so smart. Hey, Stephanie, how can I help? She's HR. So, cool. We got some HR stuff going on. Copy. Save. And then there's one more. What's his name? Steven. All right, now I'll do the last guy. Steven, I think. Now do the last dude. Steven. All right, so we got 3 sales dudes plus Randy. Ralph's on vacation. He needed a vacation. He'll be back. For now, Randy's here. And now we got all of our agents. This is our swarm, guys. I should have had a little bee emoji right here. All right, so we're going to go to our flows. And we're going to go to Randy. What up, Randy, dog? What up, G? And so we have a switcheroo to do here to go to agents. And here is Randy. What up, dude? And here's the last input. It should just work right out of the box. Let's give ourselves Randy's choice. How you like that one? Randy's choice right here. Okay. Remember the conversation? I'm going to just say no. That's fine. Whatever. Continue. Everything else is fine. So we're going to say Randy chooses. looks so crazy. Randy chooses. All right. And we're going to have to make something here called a condition. And we're going to connect the blocks. And we're going to say check or choose agent. And so again, what are we doing here? This agent prompt, all it is doing is give us the list of those names again. Let's see if it knows. Give us the list of Stephen, Susan, or Stephanie. So here's Stephen. We're going to go to this condition, and it's going to say, what would we say was the last thing that we made? Randy's choice. Randy's choice contains Stephen. There's the first one. We're going to go down here, check a new condition. It'd be the same thing, but your other option contains, and this one's going to be Susan. Shout out Susan. I saw you in the comments, so I had to put you in here. You're in the video, man. And the last one was Stephanie. Check for the new condition. It's going to be Randy choice contains Stephanie. Cool. Save. All right. So Randy chooses. He's going to choose the agent right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to open up another send a message block. This one's going to be named Steven. What up, Steven? Let's duplicate this thing. This one's going to be old Susan. Miss Susan, what up? This one's going to be old Stephanie here. What's up, Stephanie? Steph. And we're going to make sure these are agents. So we'll go actions, open AI. Choose generate text. Nope. Choose agents. Then choose your agent. In this case, it was Steven. What up, Steven? And then we'll just use AI default reply. Everything else is fine. And here's our text block here. Text. AI default reply. Right. Follow me so far? And then I just connect over here to old Steven. Okay. And so let's go ahead and just connect Susan over here. Let's connect Stephanie over here. We're going to follow the same pattern. Actions, open AI. Agent. Susan. AI default reply, son. Bam. Susan's done. Let's make sure we can see what she's got to say. AI default reply. And old Stephanie here's last over here. We're going to have to figure out what we want to do with the last condition there, because that's very important. Otherwise, you're going to be like, oh, my bot's not working. I'm not getting any responses. No, it's doing what you say it's going to do. It's just no condition has been defined. Easy fix. Old Stephanie here trying to sneak away. I hope y'all laugh with me as much as I laugh at myself. That's why I do it. Let's go to our text block here. And AI default reply. Underlay. All right, cool. We are a Gucci man, if I do say so myself. So what's happening? We're going to make this our default reply. All right. And Randy chooses volume 2. The default reply is going to start here with all Randy. It's all up to Randy. Randy has a very tough job of judging this user message. Old Randy here. We defined his instructions earlier, right? Let's click save or publish if you're from France. Okay. So let's go back here and we can see it's being saved under Randy's choice. The world revolves around Randy while Ralph is on vacation to be the router. Here's the last message that was sent from the user. I've got remember conversation to know, because I want Randy to have a clear head. He doesn't even need to be worried about other stuff. But that's the way I want to do things. You could choose to do however you want. We don't need to worry about this stuff here. It's going to be fine. He's never going to have a long answer, because if he does his job correctly and doesn't want to get fired, he will absolutely provide only one name ever. Continue. In the case he does not provide what I want, then I'm just going to force it anyways. So I got to choose which one should, if there's no match, if Randy screws up, okay, who gets it? Probably the safest bet is Stephanie. Is she HR? I forget. I should have named that better. I'm going to just go over to Stephanie. I just trust her. I don't know. Whichever one was HR is the one I should choose, but I forget. We'll click publish because now we've got a route for everything. To make our life just easier, I'm going to do this, Steven here. That way, there won't be any question too, like who are we talking to? Which agent are you, buddy? But in the real world, you probably wouldn't need to do that. You could do that. You probably wouldn't need to. Susan, let's make sure we do capitals. Susan. And then we've got old Stephanie here. Steph. All right, so now we'll know which agent is talking to us. Let's hit publish. All right, and we're going to go to settings. Randy the router is now our default reply, but we need to make sure OpenAI is disengaged. Tells you this right here. Save. So now we got our default reply saved. All we need to do here is go to our welcome message now. And let's click clone preview here. And so here it says, welcome, what's up? What do you want, bro? And so like we'll ask about job related stuff and we should see the HR lady. Her job boys had some jobs available between 100,000 a year and 400,000 a year USD. I'd like to have one of those jobs, please. Part-time, full-time pay. Come on, HR. Steph, hey, how can I help you? Well, hello, Steph. What do you do here? Do you work here? Are you a custodian? I don't get it. And why are you talking to me? Stephanie gonna fire me on day one. She should tell me she's the HR person. Steven, how can I help? Look, see? How can I help? I'm here to assist. They threw the guy at me because I'm getting aggressive. I'm not a custodian. I need to talk about human resources stuff. We should go back to Steph. How much does it pay to be the CEO? I should go to Steph. Steph. Stephanie, how can I help? The salary for a CEO can vary. Now let's say I've got a question about why my car's broke down and I just bought it yesterday and I need some help. Pronto. Capiche? This should be support. Susan, you awake? Boom. Predicting the future out here. I wish I could get a little bit of help whenever I'm dealing with all sorts of problems with my engine. I don't know what to do anymore. I think I'm just going to leave this crap home unless I can actually get some assistance here. We should still be dealing with Susan. All right, what up, Susan? Yo, I need to buy 25 Teslas. Can anybody help me? And now Steven should wake back up. 25 Tesla. Steven's back. Do you see how we've made the agents do what we want to do? We've made them respond in a certain way, and you don't need to have them say their name every time. I accomplished that here. That was my original goal so that we could see that, but we could make it way more smoother by just going into your agent here. Click on Susan, and you could just say, I think we have it in here in a bunch. I would just be like, copy. I'm not going to think that hard. I'm going to be like, make sure that we remove the part about introducing ourselves by agent name as the assistant. Keep everything else the same. It should like take care of that thing. So it's still saying that you're Susan. This is like the perfect prompt, bro. This is the format that like the models are going to start liking more and more and more. You're going to see OpenAI and the big LLMs. They're going to tell you like, yo, you're doing too much in y'all's prompts. Just tell it stuff like this. Give it a little bit of this. Here's some telling. And then here's some showing examples. Put them all together. You got show and tell, baby. Show and tell. So there's Susan. She's good. And come back over here to Stephanie. Same thing with Steph. How'd they miss Steph and Steve? Not that bad. It's possible. All right, here's old Stephanie. Rocking it in HR. PTO policies, employee benefits, and onboarding. You know who to go to. Copy. Boom. And then let's do old Steven here. Steven. I'm not even going to give instructions because it knows the pattern that I want, by the way. Just so you know. It's not me being lazy. Just it catches on. If I try to instruct it again, it probably wouldn't even be exact. It'd be pretty close. All right, cool. So now we're all done there. Cool. So settings, flows. Do we want to do anything else here? Let's go back. Randy the router. What else do we want to do necessarily? I'm not sure. We could leave this guy turned on. I know people will ask that, so let's just go ahead and turn it on. It's not going to make so much of a difference, really, because our prompt is good. And we've accounted for things to be routed somewhere, somehow. So I'm going to go back to my welcome message here, and let's preview that bad boy again. And I'll just be like, what up? I'm interested in buying stuff. Anybody around to help? Okay. Steven needs to get up off his butt and help us. What up, Steven? Yeah, how much does it cost to buy 10 Teslas if I get the employee discount? Cost, sales, Steven. Right, Steven. And so here this goes. I'll show you one more thing before I go to the comments. This is like how you're going to fight with me. Like, I want to control the stuff. The only control I think you truly need in most cases is in the special folder and default AI flow with a timer. So you've got your first message here. This is responding. Again, you got that nice format you could use. You could also use one of your agents. Sure. Agent man. I could choose my agent here. In this case, I'll be fine just using this alone. You control everything here. I want to show two things just super fast. We're going to present, we always start off with the AI block to generate the text or the image or whatever. And then typically, what do? We just add in a text block or something. Instead of the text block, do not forget, don't sleep on the get user data block. This is super powerful. When I click edit, this is going to be presented to the user. In this case, to the user, it does not look any different. They do not see this skipped button. It looks just like a regular text block. But I've got the advantage of when I click edit, I've got different reply types. Our system is very smart. So it's able to provide smart options for your user. But more importantly, I am in control of the conversation here because in 30 seconds, I'm moving and grooving on to the next thing. That might be to end the conversation and send that summary, right? So what I could do here is I could leave that for the way it is. But instead of saying, hey, you still there? Or, and this is like where I've got this pro tip. Let's actually follow the freaking pro tip for once. Let's add in one node here. Start flow. If it is skipped, we're going to go over here and we're going to get that AI summary. So let's go to our Google Sheets flow, send to Sheets, and that'll put us on the pipeline. It'll still give us a summary through that, is really what I'm kind of thinking. But maybe we do that. We say, yeah, I mean, I think that's actually fine. We'll do that. Send to sheets, publish. And so it'll be 30 seconds before it hits and then 30 seconds again. So let's go ahead at this point. And if it's going to be, so let's hit publish. This will be fun. If it's going to be a sales thing, what I'll do is I'll make it go to that. So Randy the router. If it's going to be, you know what, let's make it a Steven. Yeah, Steven sales. Instead of going to Steven this time, we're going to start the flow to go to the router or the default reply with a timer. Boop. Publish. All right, so let's hit back. Let's go to welcome message. Preview. Scoot. All right, cool. Yo, I'm trying to buy 15 Hummer, go half. All right, so we get sent to the other flow here. That's quite a purchase. Would you like more information? It looks just like a regular message from a bot, like your text reply, but this is get user data. So we're going to chill and have a conversation and see what Robert's talking about. Oh, dang, is it midnight already? Scrolling, Agent 99. Want to spend more money. We spending all the money. We should be getting a little message. Boom, I love predicting the future. What does that say, Robert? Scrolling is dead. Following up's not dead. It says, are you still there? So I'm asking everybody in here, are you still there? Yes, you're forever, Susan. All right, so now look. We won't get another message here at this point as the user. But if all goes according to plan, we should have something here. We should have something here on our sheet. Boom. The only problem is we got no info. I didn't give him nothing. But the action worked. The action worked. We didn't collect any information. We did not pass go. But look at all the stuff we did get, dude. Look at what we did get, dude. In this case, this is us. And I could tell because of the timestamp. Bang, bang. But we didn't give any info. So, like, that's the thing. You got to be smart, dude. The thing I wanted to really show, I hope I achieved, which was Randy the router's on point. This is an agentic workflow at its very best, folks. Randy chooses. The only way that Randy's able to choose one of these names consistently, even if you're the most clear instruction writer, prompt, engineer person ever on the planet, it's not going to be near as good. Randy's not going to be at his best unless he's got examples to follow. Okay, so that's my main thing. If he's got examples, he's going to use one of these names. Most people cannot prompt their way out of a paper bag, but the LLM is so good, it just does what they want anyways. There are some cases where you do have to upgrade the LLM, I will say. But in most cases, the power is in the pattern of the prompt. And that is all I've got to say about agents. Agents are awesome. Bam. What do y'all think? Anybody still here? Y'all sleeping? I'll end this thing right on midnight at the dot in East Coast time. CBB Nation, I appreciate y'all so much for hanging out as always. I hope this was helpful. I hope it was a little bit entertaining too. I laugh at myself all the time. It's okay if you do too. But you're also going to be learning things that people just don't know how to do. If they did, more people would tell you. They just talk about the concepts. And when you're doing things without a great visual interface, in my opinion, it's just hard to actually see the whole picture of a swarm. It's difficult, man. In this case, it's much easier, believe it or not, to show where is the problem located when you're using a agentic flow that's only got a couple nodes. Even if it looked like it was a bigger flow, it really was so small. 3-4 nodes, handling business, as they say. Man, I'm so glad that you listen. Some of the best things that I know that I've ever talked about come directly from what you guys say. You suck at talking about this, Ryan. I have watched all the videos and I don't understand what the heck you're saying. Sometimes it hits and sometimes it doesn't. And I'm not a professional educator, unfortunately, like my mother was for 30 plus years. But I try my best and I will not stop. That's what I want Craig to come out and sit like at the end of the day, more than anything, that's what I want to drive home is we're not going to stop until you get where you need to be and achieve what you want and become the Jedi of AI that you want to be. I guarantee you after the short little session that Craig and I had, this guy's A1 ready to go into a battle with anyone on the prompt game. That's what I believe. Kim's been about that life. She's been about it. Love you, big dog. The real Ryan. Did you see that I put all three of us, 3 Ryans in the rap with Suno or whatever? This guy's on fire, man. You're the king, dog. We got to get everybody crowns. Susan, yes, you're in there like swimwear. You're having fun with us, and you're an agent. Agent Susan. Your bot shut off. No, don't do that. You missed Stephanie, did I? Ralph sucks. He's on vacation, man. Bot's going on vacation. Oh, man. I will say the last thing, the AI, yeah, it's a good one. I will say this, and I want you to think about it. For those of you that do love Claude, at least when I use Claude, it is don't offend Claude because the rest of the session is going to be ruined. It's not going to do what you say until you like apologize, which I refuse to do. I just like clear the session. Thank God it doesn't have memory yet. Like ChatGPT does, I'll be erasing that thing all the time. User-facing products don't have the control we have. That'll always be true because they're user-facing toys. You could build toys in games. People are building games with CBB. But I want you to take away the last note. You're building gangster, powerful stuff that can connect to different computers across the world, do different things, ping different systems, do all sorts of stuff. This is powerful, folks. This is not playtime here. We are building things, everything that you see Operator can do, for the most part, outside of like the visual clicking, we can do all of the things, guys. This is, you're seeing it now. You're seeing it. You're seeing OpenAI. Robert made a great point. DeepSeek came out of nowhere, snuck up on everybody. Look what happened, man. All the stocks crashing. People are like, holy crap, they're able to do it like that. That is all of you guys right now. This is the time where we are the winners. People are realizing that now. You don't ever have to use DeepSeek. You don't ever have to use old Claude or Gemini or OpenAI. You're at a buffet line of LLMs. It is their job to cater to us. Maybe that's the better word. We're at a catering event, ladies and gentlemen, and we are the connoisseurs. We pick whatever we want to get the job done, and it's going to continue to be in this way. They're going to cater to us, the agent builders. They're all going to come running. They already are. It's going to be a good year. Got some great things in store for you the rest of this week. But as always, thank you so much for hanging out. Love you, CBU Nation. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.